Before we begin this episode, a quick message to the CHC audience.
We would like to invite you to check out another podcast that we enjoy. Man, what the hell is this?
Are you kidding me? It's the world's finest podcast. It's Guido and the guys.
Yeah, but what is this?
Weren't you paying attention?
No.
It's everything you want and more. It's sarcasm. It's profanity. It's offensive humor.
Yeah, but what if I trigger easy?
Well, you've come to the wrong place because that's going to happen early and it's going to happen often.
Man, this is going to be huge.
Let you in on an aspect of the world that you're not normally accustomed to.
I could have been a totally different person.
Yeah, right now.
Since 12 hours ago.
Could have been wearing a business suit today. Who knows?
With a fanny pack.
With a fanny pack. Just classing up the joint.
That's a fantastic idea.
It's the only kind of ideas I have, sir.
It's Corner House Chronicles Day.
It's just different enough.
And here's the kicker, boss. They're all the same personality.
They're assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 1.5 million asshole penguins.
Best part.
I'm going to try and pace it out, so just as you forget about me, I'll just pop in and remind you.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Corner House Chronicles. I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And this is episode 82. Bam. We had a little show meeting today. We went over a few things, and we came to the conclusion that we're going to kind of sort of reformat a little bit.
A little bit. Clean it up.
Yeah, clean it up. Yeah, we tweak things, maybe, would be a good way to put it.
The goal is to make a better polished product for you, the listener.
Absolutely. And kind of sort of for us, too.
And for us, too. Yeah, we're not going to lie.
So instead of the whole homework thing that we were doing for a while, sometimes.
When we remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we did was we added some easy go-to ideas to our dry erase board. Mm-hmm. That way we always have some idea of structure behind our topics. So you're going to start to notice a few things, like we're definitely sticking with
Florida people.
God,
you can't get away from them.
No, not until another state becomes more iconic for said stories. But we added a couple of different things in there. We'll get to those later as we cross paths with them. We'll definitely tell you.
Oh, yeah. You're going to find out. But there's no more spinning the wheel.
No, and maybe once and again. We'll bring it back for shits and giggles just to see.
Keep it spicy.
Yeah. It's easier to fall back on something than to like stick with the same thing over and over and over. And
yeah. As
we approach show 100, it's summertime.
It's creeping up.
Things are moving along, so I'm kind of going with that. So that being said, one of the things that we put on our dry erase board ideas is fan theories.
We're a fan of them.
We've went over a few of them on the show before. We have every intent on writing our own eventually. As long as we can find the right story to tweak, the right idea.
The right idea. Mm-hmm. The right inspiration. Sitting there watching something or reading a book and just going, hey, why is that guy doing that? It's never really covered here.
No. I have a couple ideas, too, of like a movie that I want to try and see if I can come up with something. But, we'll go over that later, too.
Oh, yeah. All in due time.
But since we did this and we're trying this new format, we wanted to get into a couple of fan theories.
Why not?
Because they're fun. I have one that now I went to Reddit and I went under fan theories, found some pretty good ones, but then I backed out and went to shitty fan theories.
Oh, I didn't even know there's a fucking subreddit called shitty fan theories.
Yeah.
That sounds like gold.
There was a couple of decent looking ones, a lot of Game of Thrones, a lot of Avengers, Endgame, a lot of Harry Potter, things that I'm not familiar with. So fan theories are going to make just as much sense as the actual plot to these movies.
Seems legit. Why not?
But I saw this one, and it caught my attention. Made me think of episode 15A with Chris.
Ah, yes.
The ancient aliens talking that we did. So it's called The Theory of Life and Religion.
Sounds deep already.
All right, bear with me. It's a bit of an article. Maybe a species from Mars had the same idea as Elon Musk and wanted to move to another planet, Earth and some other planet, before something catastrophic happened. Something catastrophic happened. That's just repeating itself. Okay.
Before it happened, and now he's saying, bam, it happened.
Okay. The animals of Earth, currently Homo erectus or something, were genetically similar, same biological makeup or something, with underdeveloped cognition. However, the first Martian man and woman to stay, the trailblazers, are what we now know as Adam and Eve. Carbon-based flora and fauna made our Martians trip balls. The idea of the apple of knowledge is when the Martians' rations ran out and they had to resort to eating things that were safe to eat yet hallucinatory. The first was an apple, which probably wasn't necessarily an apple, but some spherical food. Mm-hmm. Everything we sense as humans is a result of that trip. After a long time, this trip evolved into normality. These first colony of Martians wrote their story down, but through generations of kids born tripping, this story was mistranslated or misphrased. The originals were tripping, after all, and people eventually either misunderstood the colloquialisms in the text. There you go, that's the word, sorry. In the text, or regarded it as fiction. The real species of Martians, the ones that went to some other planet, they eventually returned and checked on people, verified our understanding of Martian culture, known to us as Judaism or something. The Martians and the humans all got along, but before the Martians left again, they impregnated Mary just to see if they were compatible with this other version of themselves. Mary probably fell in love with this Martian, and Joseph wasn't too happy. It was the sordid triangle. Then Jesus was born.
So that's a very in-depth connection between ancient aliens and religion.
Right. The idea that it was hallucinatory.
Believe...
like what makes up our atmosphere?
Yeah.
Was causing them to hallucinate?
Well, that and then the things that they ate, like you're saying the apple. But
Right.
I believe most historians agree that it was probably a passion fruit.
Okay.
And not an apple because of the region. But that is an interesting thing. Like, all right, so say you and I, we go to another planet.
Right.
We run out of our food, and we're like, all right, fuck it, we got to try something.
Mm-hmm.
And we try something, and fucking geometric fucking god head floating in fucking never-ending space, DMT fucking trip happens, and we're just like, wow.
This is awesome.
But to us, it's fucked up. But to, like, future generations, it becomes the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And then to kind of spin on that, like, if you follow that person's theory, and when we humans do DMT, maybe it shows us what reality actually is.
What it was before it evolved into this.
For the two Martians that originally came here. That's an interesting thought.
So if Martians, because, I mean, there's in ancient alien theory, what started as religious beings coming from the sky could have been aliens, so.
Engineering of people to, how are you saying?
It's weird that would come up under shitty fan theories, though.
Well,
I don't
it
necessarily
was
think it's shitty.
shittily written.
Yeah, that's true. It was hard to read. Even for me.
And stuff. I like that.
And there's no comments on it. It was from 10 days ago. I'm like, am I the only one that read this?
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Probably. Somebody probably got all messed up on some drugs and wrote this. And they're like, man, this is going to break the internet.
They were watching Ancient Aliens on fucking History Channel like, it makes sense.
It's just a book report for some 10th grade science class or something.
He's like, I got a B+ on this. Maybe I should post it on Reddit.
Yep.
It'll get 100 fucking likes.
I'm the only one. I'm not even like it.
You're
just
not even like it. You
just
just read it. I acknowledged it. That's about it.
Right. Some of them are weird, man.
Oh, there's
some fan theories.
Some of them are dark. Some of them are just like, wow, what do you fucking do with your life to make you think like Pokemon's actually a metaphor for the fucking devil? It's like, how did you get there? I want to see you connect those dots before you just spew your thought. Mine's a bit lighthearted and not as far out as yours is.
Well, again, in my defense, I'm still really new to Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm dipping in the
Kudos
shallow
for
end.
going to shitty fan theories,
Right.
though. That's a nice pull. I kept to the regular fan theories. This one kind of struck me because it's about Parks and Rec, which I'm a fan of. Specifically, it's about Ron Swanson.
All right. I can get down with this.
All I got to say is, who doesn't like Ron Swanson? So, in the series, Swanson mentions quite a few times that he has buried treasure somewhere in Pawnee. You find out later that it's actually buried under a tree. At least some of it is. When him and April are looking for his key.
Okay.
And she's like, I remember I put it by this tree because it reminds me of you. And he's like, funny. I actually buried some of my gold down here under this tree.
Right.
And he looks at the camera. He's like, or did I? The only reason Mr. Swanson is actually working a government job is to make sure that nobody digs in that park with his hidden treasure. Anyone wanting to plant a tree or dig or alter that park in any way has to come to the Parks and Rec Department and ask permission. Specifically, the parks director, which is Ron Swanson.
Right. And he tells him no.
And he tells him no. So the only reason he's actually working for the government is to protect his money, his treasure. And that's why he gives no fucks.
That seems like a very
about
Ron
the job.
Swanson thing to do.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I just recently saw the episode where you find out he has brothers.
It's almost at the end of the series.
And there's like 3 of them or something, but he's like, you have a
Yeah.
brother? No. And they all turn around and walk away.
And they all kind of look like...
Yeah.
And you learn that, there's like 4 of them. Because he starts his own construction company.
Mm-hmm.
Very good construction company, I think it's called. And then, what was it, when he's going to leave the company and retire, he says goodbye to all of his brothers. And one of his brothers is like, we're going to miss you. And they all kind of look at the one who says it, and they're just like, hey, no need for, emotions here.
Pipe down, Nancy.
Pretty much. But I think that's
could
that's
totally
pretty logical.
see him, burying some treasure out there, thinking nobody will ever want to build on this piece of land. And
But what if they do? Well,
Right.
shit, I better make sure.
Yep. I say my favorite Ron Swanson moment was when he's in the chair that swivels.
We're in the circle desk.
He just keeps turning away from the lady.
Excuse me.
I wonder what else you could find in Parks and Rec, because I know like there's all the little hidden gems in the office.
Yeah.
I wonder if Parks and Rec is full of those.
There has to be.
Think?
I think so. I wouldn't say in like the first couple seasons, but more towards the end.
Yeah.
There's a lot more.
I don't like. I have to go back and sit down and watch
try
it.
to look for all this
Like
stuff.
really seriously pay attention to each episode. Or
The last time I watched The Office, I tried like, all right, gonna find all these Easter eggs and little things, and it's like you find a few more, but
it's just like the tiniest distraction.
oh yeah,
And then it's just background noise that you've heard time and time again, and you laugh and you miss certain things because you're laughing, or depending on where you're at, you go to take a drink or eat something or smoke a cigarette, and even that one
get a
second
text or something. Yeah,
you miss.
like even a little bit ago when I found that other one about The Office about Bob Vance, Advanced Refrigeration. The guy was like, I always thought it was weird that he introduced himself that way, and just thought he was an oddball.
Especially to people that he's
already
met before,
knows, yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know who you are, Bob. But the guy says, but he's not doing it for the people he already knows or introducing himself to. He's doing it for the cameras on that documentary that's being filmed.
Yeah.
That's all free advertisement for Vance Refrigeration. And I was like, fuck, that makes so much more sense.
So genius.
It's a small little portion of the show that you forget.
Yeah.
Why are the cameras here? Oh, they're doing a documentary. About a paper company?
Did you ever see the movie Fubar?
You made me watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I had to watch it.
Tron Funkin' Blows.
Yeah. That's a movie. It's an indie film based kind of like The Office or Parks and Rec, where the camera crew is following the people
These
around.
two trailer park gentlemen.
It's
Canadian white trash. Oh my God.
in all of its glory. Shout out to Canada.
In the beginning, it's believable that it's a documentary.
It's believable all the way up until the one scene.
Yeah, until the very end, yeah.
I told you the story about Dave the first time we watched it.
He thought it was
He
legit.
thought it was legit
He thought
because
he watched someone die.
I stood in front of the TV lighting a candle or something, and he didn't see the part where it says this is a mockumentary,
Yeah.
The disclaimer. And so we're sitting there watching it, and when the guy dies, he's like, holy shit, did we just watch somebody die? And we all died laughing because we forgot he didn't know. Oh, it was great. Classic. Got him.
Way to go, Dave. Way to go.
Unintentional.
Unintentional. That's the best kind. When it just happens.
Right.
Oh. You feel so much better about it. You're just like, that was fucking great.
Damn, if we'd have just known we were doing that, and we
I
could have
know.
set up a hidden camera and caught his reaction.
At least, at the very minimum, would have enjoyed the
Yeah.
rest of the movie that much more. the anticipation leading up to that moment.
Because it's almost the end of the movie when that scene happens.
Oh, it's like the last
so,
5 minutes,
right.
yeah. Highly recommend anyone out there if they want a good laugh. Check out the movie Fubar.
Fubar. Actually, part 2 is pretty fucking funny, too. Yeah. Not as good as the first one, by no means, but
it rarely ever is.
Last episode, we were talking about, I told you I started watching Cobra Kai.
Yes, season
1
and 2.
I was 6 episodes in. I've finished season 1, and I'm 4 into season 2, which I will be wrapping up very soon. But I read that it's already signed for season 3.
Yep.
So that's cool. I noticed a few more of the episodes jump over the 30-minute marker, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So
because usually they're around like 25, 26.
It's I've noticed about 27, 28 minutes is but the season finale of 1 is a little longer.
Okay.
And then episode 1 of 2 is a little longer. But yeah, man, it's such a good show. Damn it, if you have not checked out Cobra Kai, do yourself a favor.
Use that free month of YouTube. Was it YouTube Red? I think it is.
YouTube Premium, whatever.
Premium, whatever
yeah.
they're... just use it for that. Cobra Kai season 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Season 3 is going to happen. I hope it continues.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Maybe not like season 12 or really crazy far, but it should lead into another movie, like big movie.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I would like to see like a Netflix like movie special where it's like an hour and a half, but of the show, but lead into an actual theater release movie.
And if you haven't, you should probably, well, I don't want to say probably, if you've already seen the first the original Karate Kid movie, and you remember most of it, you don't even need to go back and rewatch it because they flash back to it so much.
They do well, too, to mirror some of the...
Yeah.
Oh.
They mix it up really nicely.
I say if you're going to go back and watch the original Karate Kid, you might as well take it to 1, 2, and 3.
You think so?
I would say for 2 for sure. That's my favorite one.
2, yeah.
I recommend it. 2's a good one. 3, I mean, that's your choice. But there are some key points in the show that do reference.
See, okay, here's something. I actually had this conversation with somebody at work because I was talking about this show when I first started watching it.
Yeah.
We were talking about Karate Kid 2. Why does the little girl climb the telephone pole in the fucking hurricane and then stay up there that long? Now, I get fear.
Yeah. It does
but
crazy
why the fuck
shit.
would you climb up there in the first place? What could she have possibly been doing up there? Because they don't tell you or show you.
No, not really.
Why
She was just there.
She climbs the pole. They all get in a little bomb shelter
Wasn't
or whatever
it like
is.
the kite or some shit? Fuck. See, now I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Exactly. But I was trying to figure it out.
I can report back
Like, why
for
the
episode
hell
83, but
was she up there in the first place?
I thought it was crazy that it was like bomb shelters and everyone, oh, we're all going to die. It's like, all right, well, how bad is it? Yeah, it's kind of bad. Trees are falling. It's windy. Power lines. I get it. But again, that little girl.
Why climb the pole? I can't figure it out. And I haven't watched it in a while, but I can picture the scene in my head.
Yeah.
You know?
Because the bad guy, I forget his name, doesn't he like want to send his kid out there or the nephew and he doesn't want to go?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you have to water. Blah.
No, yeah.
And then
LaRusso
Daniel
goes up
out
to
there.
help.
Yeah.
And they all get in the shelter. And then when he gets her down, Sato tells his nephew, you go help him. And he's like, no, I can't.
He's too afraid of going out there.
Sato goes out and helps him. And when he comes back, he tells him, now you're dead to me.
Yeah.
And that's when he leaves. Yeah. There's a couple references in season 2 to part 2.
There should be
The little toy.
Yeah,
Thump,
the
thump, thump,
drum.
thump. Yeah. Oh, that might have been the end of season 1. I can't remember.
No, I think it was in the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
Because that's the only one I've watched because it was free. I didn't want to waste my free month yet.
That's fair.
Kind of holding out for season 3. When that drops, I'll do it. Then I'll go back and binge 1, 2.
And 3. I'll probably do the same thing. Do you think they'll release them on DVD?
That's a solid question.
Because there's been Netflix shows, right?
Yeah,
And
that have
there's-
come out.
And I think there's been, I don't know if Hulu has originals that have made it out on DVD yet. And even then, are they really releasing DVDs too much anymore? Is that still?
Less and less. A lot of
I know
stores
that
are getting away from
4K
it.
thing is popular right now, whatever that is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like bigger and better than HD, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a higher quality, high definition, but it's before the higher class TVs that are coming out now
Right.
to utilize the technology. I would assume that you would be able to buy it on iTunes or something like that and have like a streamable.
Like right to your
anytime.
library.
Yeah.
Like you paid for it.
Yeah.
Not just paying for YouTube Premium, but the show itself.
I would say it would be a few years after, so that way they get their money of trying to lure people in to subscribe to their streaming service.
Trademark. What would be really smart for them to do is once they finish the seasons to where they write the movie, release all the seasons on DVD together in a box set the week before the movie comes out.
That would be genius. I was thinking,
like the week before Christmas.
If
or,
YouTube,
you know,
aren't they owned by Google now? YouTube?
I don't know.
I forget who. Anyway,
At this point, probably.
Yeah, there's a good chance. But if they bought out Redbox, right? And they released it on DVD, but you could only get it at Redbox.
But that's only renting.
Yeah, but if you wanted a physical copy at first.
Yeah.
And then later on, once they milk that dry.
They should totally sell it. I would buy it just to own it, you know, because I'm totally not going to keep YouTube Premium.
Oh, no. Especially if it came in like a badass fucking case.
Shaped like the Cobra Kai logo. And
like
then
a
you
matte
open it
black
up.
with a fucking like glossy fucking Cobra Kai logo on it.
The car is pretty sweet when he gets it painted.
Then each case would be like, no mercy.
Mm-hmm. Strike first. Season 2. Strike hard.
There you go.
Season 3, no mercy.
Come on, YouTube. We're fucking making this for you.
I'm telling you, it's that easy. It's funny. When I was telling the wife that I started watching it before we talked about it on the last episode, I was like, what other old school movie could you almost fan theory into some kind of TV show like that, right? We've probably talked about this on the show at least once.
There's a chance.
A good chance. I forget things. I got a lot going on.
We've done 81 shows.
Right.
There's a lot to remember there.
Well, I know we've talked about movies that they shouldn't remake and reboot, stuff like that. Like Don't Touch the Goonies.
Yeah.
Like there's different things that they should just leave alone.
Let it be what it is.
Right. But to take something and make it 20 years, 30 years later, or maybe not even that long.
Not so much a sequel, but a continuation of the story.
Right. It was easier for Karate Kid to do it because it's the same actors.
Yeah.
You know.
You got everybody who's, well, except for Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Well, it's everybody.
Hopefully that
so
wasn't
far.
a spoiler for anyone out there.
Yeah, really. If you didn't know Pat Morita died, perhaps.
That one isn't on us, I'll tell you that.
No. It's not a show spoiler, so. They could have hologrammed his ass in there.
That would have been creepy.
CGI'd him.
I don't like when fucking shows do that,
No,
especially with lower budget ones where you can tell it's CGI and you're like, oh, I feel dirty.
I would not have wanted that either. Like that would have turned me off right away.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Bill Fierce. Give the show a chance. It gets better after the first episodes.
It's way better.
Way better.
Way better.
They actually build character base. You get to see it unfold in front of you. It's after school cheesy and predictable as hell in such a good way.
In the best of ways.
With a killer soundtrack.
When they did the fucking backstory to Johnny about how he got into Cobra Kai and that, you're just like, oh, look at that. He was a real fucking person.
Right.
It's like he had troubles.
He wasn't
was
a
bully.
douchebag.
Yeah.
He turned into one. But he wasn't at first.
But that's just having no confidence to having all the fucking confidence. Like as we said a few different times on the show, one of my favorite parts is when a student walks in and goes, oh, who's the man? And Johnny just looks at him and goes, I'm the fucking man. Like, why are you even fucking, oh shit, are you the man too?
And that's right after he takes a drink of the beer and does like the kick
in
his dress pants. Like,
how else are you going to celebrate in the dojo?
Hey.
Coors Banquet and a fucking high kick.
It's good shit, man. I'm digging the show. I wish the episodes were longer.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that they are that short because you can just boom.
Knock
boom,
them out.
Boom. Boom.
And it leaves you wanting to watch more.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a sign of a good show.
It's a bingeable show.
Oh, yeah.
If that's a word.
It is. It is now. It is in the common lexicon these days.
Watch Cobra Kai.
Do it.
No subliminal messages there. It's straightforward.
No, it's straightforward.
Do it. No regrets.
You won't be disappointed.
No mercy.
If you don't like it, you're going to be laughing at it like, this is so cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's still enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like it, that cheesiness is just going to add to it.
Yeah.
Oh. Like when you... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Don't want to spoil it, but there's some great fucking...
Mr. Miyagi's dead. That's the only spoiler we're going to give you. And I'm not laughing because he's dead, because it's sad. But...
Yeah, we're not laughing at that. We're laughing. That's the only spoiler you get.
That's it.
And I'm... Yeah. Man, now I want to watch it.
I know, right? I need to get the kids watching it. I got the wife watching it now. She started, so
that's first step.
Pretty soon she'll be done with season 1, and we'll be able to talk about it.
Yeah, once you two start talking about it, the kids are going to be like, what are you talking about? Cobra Kai and how badass it is, and they're going to want to watch it.
Okay.
But then that may evolve to have to take your kids to karate lessons.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'd be down for that if they wanted to.
That would be pretty
The
cool.
oldest one tried it when he was, 5 or 6, but it didn't. It was only like a 6-week class at the Y, or not the Y, at the Rec. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess I'd be interested in taking some karate class. I don't want to go like full tournaments and shit like that. You know what I mean?
like,
But I
this
would
is
just
now
like
my
to learn
thing.
some basics, and it's interesting to me. Just karate. Like, I don't want to do jiu-jitsu, even though it's probably the safest because there's no striking. It's all just rolling and different moves, grappling and stuff, right?
Subduing.
It's like chess.
Yeah. But if you ever watch like videos of people doing it, like afterwards, it's like somebody poured a bucket of water on them. They're sweating so much.
Oh, yeah. And I have this thing about not wanting to get choked out, too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that idea.
It scares me.
If like that's the goal, it's like, all right, fight. It's like, oh fuck, either I'm getting choked out or he's getting choked out or he's gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it would suck, but you could like break my arm. Don't choke me out.
I got 2 arms. You can take one.
Things could go wrong with that choke out.
Oh,
you know what
you
I
don't
mean?
know. Yeah.
You never fucking know. That just it makes me nervous when I see people get choked out. I'm like, God damn, tap, dude, just fucking it ain't worth it. In the same fashion, though, I love watching videos on the internet of people street fighting. Getting just walloped. Boom.
Either that, I love the street fight ones where it's like a drunk guy versus another drunk guy. And you're like, it's gonna be gold. I love watching the wipeouts. As much as it's cringy, but like the kids on skateboards and bikes. I watched one yesterday. This kid was in a park or somewhere, and they had a big flight of stairs. And he jumped out on his skateboard, and when he landed on the back set of wheels, and skateboard just went flying. That's just the lead-in. And
I know.
like,
I can already see where this is going.
Not where you think. So when his feet touch the ground, the angle he was at forces them apart, doing a full Jean-Claude Van Damme split and landing on the beanbag. Then does a bounce about quarter foot in the air off of the splits.
Oh.
So there was no like using your legs to tuck and roll. It's just solid. Whoomp. He goes up, fetal position in the air, and just lands. And you just hear him look.
Probably tore his coin purse right in half, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. No,
It's one of the rougher ones I've seen. I've seen one where like compound fracture, blood's leaking out, and you're like, oh god, that's so bad. But that one where he did the full splits and landed, like I almost threw up.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
It was.
Sometimes we'll be watching like Ridiculousness or something, and it gets to the scorpion where they fold in half.
Oh
like,
god, yeah.
Oh, and I'm just
like
I
they're on
can't-
their chin and their
Yeah.
whole body's ragdoll over top of them.
Their
You're
heels hit the back of their head. You're like, oh, I can't watch this shit,
like,
man.
nope.
Their guts are probably all twisted around inside of them. Gross.
Aaron sent me a video on Instagram earlier of 2 sailors, one smaller guy and one bigger guy, and the bigger guy's fucking drunk as shit. Like they're wearing their whites with the little hat, and they're walking down, and the little guy starts recording. He's looking at the camera, shakes his head like, come on, look at this guy. And then he looks over at the buddy he's supporting, and that guy looks over and sees the camera, goes like, oh man, wham, walks straight into a telephone pole. The thud it made, because they were going at a decent brisk pace,
Right.
and it's just
The drunk stumble.
Yeah. And then his face is just like
That's
a
awesome.
frozen shock, fear, pain, all mixed together. And then
Those
the
I
video
can
ends.
watch no problem.
Oh man, I laughed maybe 5 times in a row, just laughing.
You know what I can't, the ones I can't watch absolutely that just get me, and it's because I played baseball, is like the outfielder running for the home run and they run into the fence and just like clothesline their ribs. Funk. I'm like, oh God. I never did it like that hard running into the fence playing baseball, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was a
That's no
catcher
fun.
in Little League, and it was maybe the second year, like there's T-ball, then the farms, and then the majors. Like,
Right.
Once I hit the majors is when other kids were like, no, you run through the catcher.
Right.
I wasn't anticipating
the first time.
Yeah, I knew it was a thing, but only in Major League. So, boom, I get the ball. This kid's right there. I tap him on the shoulder, and like he didn't stop or slow down. I'm like, oh shit! Knocked me on my fat ass. Just tumbled, kept the ball.
Right.
But I'm sitting there, I was like, oh, that sucks so much. And the kid got up, tagged home. He's like, yeah. And I was like, no, I got the ball.
Right, you're out.
Yeah, the ump's like, you're out. And the kid was so pissed. He's like, and I was like, oh my God. My coach came out. He's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, but.
What inning is it?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any of that.
It's the second inning. Oh.
Yeah.
You mean I got to sit here for 4 more innings?
Yeah, like, oh, that sucks so much. Because a catcher's mask and helmet does not give you a lot of.
Nope. Especially not that young.
Movement. Oh, no.
It's basic equipment.
It is.
City Little League equipment.
Shit, a fucking life preserver is fucking thicker than a fucking chest protector.
Yeah, you had to go out and buy your own really classy shit.
If you wanted the class, if you
Right.
could afford the classy shit, or you went to Sports Authority and got the used stuff. But then it sucked.
I got a trade in.
Yeah, like I was the starting catcher, but we had a backup catcher, and every now and then I'd get taken out, and the backup catcher would go in so you get some game time. But he never fucking bought gear; he just used mine. And I was like, oh, that motherfucker always pissed me off.
Wonder if it would have worked so well, like growing up, if you could like play baseball in the summertime and then trade in your baseball gear for football gear, and then play football and then trade in your football gear for.
I would like to assume someone's tried that at places like Sports
Like,
Authority.
I mean, you'd be constantly using used shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can't afford brand new fucking shit, because that shit is expensive, especially like hockey. Hockey is ridiculous.
Rough.
Like how much they spend for a fucking stick. And that's just a stick, and then they have the different blades you can get to attach it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck, back in the day when my brother played, like 30 years ago, it was like, I think $15 to get your skate sharpened, you know, or some crazy outrageous number. And you're like,
That's like early 90s.
why is it so expensive? And you're like, you going to do it yourself? Right? I mean,
It's one-stop shop. But
right. You go in there, you get them sharpened, you get your stick or your tape or whatever. Spent a lot of time in ice rinks, so I know about all that.
I always loved watching them sharp the skates. And a little bit. It was like satisfying to watch.
Oh, yeah. It's like those videos on the internet where they got the molding clay and they cut it with a knife and the piece falls exactly
Perfect,
like,
yeah.
each time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one really interesting video? It's the guy has all the pool balls hanging on strings, and they're hanging at slightly different height.
Yeah.
And he pushes them all at the same time, and then it like starts the snake, and then they
I forget
separate
what
into
that
two.
term is called.
And then they go back into one. It's fucking
it's fucking
sweet,
awesome.
dude. What's the thing where you drop the ball and it clicks the other ball? And there's like 4 or 5 balls in the middle.
I don't know the name of it, if it has one.
It has to have a name.
I know it's the thing that people get for their desks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like almost like a meditation thing.
Yeah.
Where you put it on. It's not metronome.
No, metronomes, that's the one that goes
That's for music, right?
back and forth. Yeah, it keeps time.
How would you even look up what that would be called? Little balls on strings.
You might get something different depending on what your filter.
Dear dark web.
My eyes. No, I'd say it's I would say the desk ball clacker. I'm gonna say that's the official name for that thing.
If it's not, it should be.
I'm just saying. Let's see. I'm gonna Google that real quick. Desk ball.
Newton's cradle art in motion.
That sounds like somebody felt really highly of themselves when they
It
fucking
says
named it.
by Blast Case Newton's cradle art in motion. 7 1/4-inch balance balls, black wooden base toy. Okay, so that's just a description of what it is. But Newton's cradle.
Okay, Newton's cradle.
Pendulum wave toy. Looks like it might be that other thing.
Yes, the pendulum wave. Yeah,
Okay.
there's some cool shit out there. Science is neat.
Yeah. I was always fascinated by that Newton's cradle, that thing. Anytime I'd see one somewhere, I'd always like have to, set it in motion. And just watch it. Like, why the fuck don't the balls in the middle move? I know why, but it's just crazy to watch.
Like, man.
That I get. Bird's nest, fuck it.
Physics, I understand.
Out the
that.
door.
Inherent knowledge just to know how to build shit? How?
Little fucking feathered. We had birds in the gutter.
Yeah, we had a
earlier
gutter
today.
fight earlier.
We had birds fighting. That's why I have to build the little birdhouse projects out
that'd
here
be
in the street
perfect.
because they're fighting in the gutters now.
That shit was loud, too. At first, I thought it was like hail.
Like, what's going on out
Is
here?
it raining? The birds are chirping. I was like, shit's going down. And you're like, God damn it, they're in the gutter again. Like the old man, get off my lawn.
It's funny, too, because when we went out the door, I was like, get the fuck out of the gutter.
You
and
did.
The two on the roof watching took off, but the two in the gutter, they were
Yeah,
scrapping
it was like
it
an
out, man.
elementary school fight on the bus stop. But yeah, no, the fucking fight pit in the backyard has to
Yeah, we're going to
happen
make that happen.
with the condos.
Now that the weather's warm, it's going to happen for
about
sure.
that time.
I've got the spare pieces of plywood and 2x4s. We're going to make that happen. Pay attention, folks. I'm telling you, as soon as the YouTube channel is ready, we're going to hit you with it. It's going to fall under a bigger project that we're working on currently.
This is true.
Spoiler alert. There's no spoiler here. We're not telling you anymore.
Hashtag gutter fight.
Right. That's a good one. So the other thing that we're going to do as far as show format changing slightly here is with our craft beer review and sampling that we do. Now, for those of you who are new to our show here, just joining us for episode 82, there are 81 previous episodes.
Indeed.
Or 80, 79.
78 or 79,
we missed a couple in there due to technical difficulties.
This is episode 82, but there's like actually 78, 79.
Right. What we do is every show we buy a different beer that was brewed in Michigan.
We like to support Michigan-made products.
Yes, made in the mitten. We're all about it. And we've had nothing but great beers. Well, I don't want to say nothing, but we've had a couple of sketchy ones.
Ones we didn't think were too great, but other guests have enjoyed.
True. There was that too. So it's been, for the most part, a good experience. We're not running out of Michigan beers to sample. There's plenty.
It's just having the access
to them, right? That's part of it.
Not all of them distribute to our neck of the woods here.
There's that, 100%. The other thing that we actually talked about earlier today was trying new beers from other states to get a feel for what's going on in the craft market in other places.
This has opened the door to craft beer for us.
Right.
Going from the standard local stuff you get at your liquor store to
the mainstream.
The mainstream, to the craft beer explosion where there's shit that tastes like fucking orange fucking
creamsicles.
Creamsicles. And that's
It's
creepy.
weird.
It is, but you might be into it.
Right. I mean, we know how they get the flavor in Starburst, the little jets fly and shoot it in. But how do they do it with an orange creamsicle in a beer bottle? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I like to assume they get a big box of these, right? And they get like 14 guys,
Blend
and everyone
them all
gets
up.
one, right? And they're sitting there eating, and some guy's like, "Hey, Steve, watch this." Opens the hatch of the fucking vat, throws in like 2 or 3 shots, and it's gonna taste like creamsicles.
Check that shit tomorrow, bro.
Dude, you're gonna get fired.
One thing, too, we've noticed in shopping for craft beers in our area is there are a lot of brews popping up that look to be good beers,
Oh yeah,
but they haven't been Michigan made.
Yes.
So we've steered away from them.
something that you're like, oh my god, that has to be amazing, or has a great name, great description.
Right.
Like even there's what's the Ohio one?
Great Lakes.
Great Lakes. It's called Great Lakes Brewing.
Right.
You would assume it's from Michigan because
Yeah.
Michigan is home to the Great fucking Lakes. No, it's
Not
out
true.
of fucking Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I've made that mistake on a couple of occasions.
Yep. There's another one called Revolution
Yep.
Brewing out of Chicago.
They have some cool looking shit.
They do.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, man, I'd really
wanna
love to
try
try
it.
that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend money on beer if we're not doing it on the show.
Yeah.
So,
This is our time to review and tell the world about it.
right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to do a new segment for our craft beer portion of the show, and it's going to be called Out of State on the 8s. So any show number that ends in 8,
So
you
the
can
next upcoming 88.
Right, 88, 98, 108 going forward. Anyone that ends in an 8, you can expect the beer to not be from Michigan. So this would be the point in the show where we ask politely anybody listening from a
Please.
different state if you would be so kind as to maybe get on a social media outlet.
Anyone in Canada also? 'Cause
Canada.
We do have access to Canadian.
We do. Hopefully, if you're in a state not in driving distance, we can somehow get this through the internet, or maybe
We'll figure it
our
out.
local stores
Yeah.
will be able to order some
it.
or something, whatever. But we'll definitely take your recommendations if you want to shout us out, any of them. Twitter, @CornerHC Podcast, Instagram, CHC_podcast, Facebook, Corner House Chronicles. You can email us at cornerhousechronicles@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
We're all over the place. So please,
Not hard to find us.
if you have any recommendations for your neck of the world for beers, that's going to be our new thing. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Because we did have that, what was it? La Femme de Monde or whatever.
The Fendemont? Yeah, it was from, let me look it up on the Untapped app because I think I have it on there still.
Canada, wasn't it? I
It
think
was Canada,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Canadian. Okay.
But
We were gifted some, and we
so
tried
good.
it, and it was a fucking delicious beer. And that was kind of, I think, might have been the first time where we reviewed something that wasn't Michigan made.
Because at the
And,
time, it was a gift.
Right. And I was told nothing but good things before we tried it, and lived up full to the hype. It was a great beer. So anybody in Canada, you got some good stuff up there. Give it a shot if you haven't. Or anybody listening in the States, if you see it, you won't go wrong. So that
Le Fin du Monde.
that's what it was. Okay.
It was a Belgian triple out of Chambly, Quebec, Canada.
Quebec.
Delightful.
Okay, so all that being said, if you heard episode 81 when we talked about our craft beer, I mentioned something about possibly getting a beer that we know right from the get-go it's probably not going to be something we enjoy, right?
Just so we expand ourselves, so
Yeah.
we're not always getting something in our wheelhouse.
Yeah. I love giving good reviews about these beers.
Yes.
But-
But it's kind of unfair and biased because then we avoid
Right.
other stuff.
We should be sampling anything and everything.
We should.
The breweries we haven't tried yet, like I know Shorts and Bells and all that, they have a large
Selection,
catalog.
yeah.
We need maybe start picking some of the ones where the descriptions are like,
Yeah.
That was my goal when I went to the store today. Unfortunately, I didn't have a whole lot of time. So I went with Oddside Ales only because it's a new product. I've only seen it a little while here in the store. It's called Cat in the Wall. It's a shout out to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which Oddside has done with
And a
5 or
few.
6 of their
Yeah.
beers now. So that's pretty cool
What
because
was the
I'm a
milk
fan.
one?
Milk.
Fight Milk Stout.
Fight Milk. Yep. Ocular Pat Down.
That was an awesome name, and I didn't know it was from Sunny.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't exactly grab one that I knew I wasn't going to like because this is just a New England style IPA. So
Yeah.
it's probably going to taste much like the other ones we've had.
Agree. But I have to ask, since you are a fan of It's Always Sunny, what is the reference for Cat in the Wall?
D, who is Dennis and D are brother and sister.
And they're Danny DeVito's kids.
They're Danny DeVito's kids. Okay. D gets a cat stuck. There's a hole in her wall, and a cat goes in the hole and won't come out of the wall.
All right.
And she's trying to lure it out with treats and catnip and different things. And Charlie says, I got an idea. We'll get another cat, and we'll put the second cat in the hole, and the first cat will come towards the hole, and we'll pull them both out. Right? So they put the second cat on a rope, and they put it in, and the cat wiggles out of the rope, and then they start mating inside the wall. So now the problem is 2 mating cats, and you know what mating cats sound like.
Oh, yeah.
Then Charlie
it's
says,
nice and quiet.
I got a really good idea. Let's put a bird in the hole, and the cats will come towards the bird to kill it, and
we'll grab all
they
of
kill the bird, and he pulls the string out, and they're like, well, the bird's gone. And the cats have full stomachs, so they're not moving. They're going to be in there a while. And then they end up ripping the wall, like
The drywall
human-sized hole, so they can get into the wall. And if I'm not mistaken, D gets stuck in the wall. But I can't remember that part.
Seems legit.
It's so funny. So we went with that.
All right, so let's give. There isn't much of a description here on Untapped.
No.
Other than it's a New England style IPA. It has tagged as juicy, smooth, hoppy, creamy, and fruity. I don't know about the creamy.
It smells hoppy.
That will happen on a IPA. So we're going to crack it. Give the. Well,
It smells hoppy.
let's give a whiff. Wow. Yep.
Like we're staring down the barrel of hops right now. Ready, set, go.
It's hoppy.
It's hoppy. It's not the worst we've had.
No, it's pretty middle of the road. It's not extremely like punch you in the face hops,
No.
but it's not tame like El Dencarino or something. Of that
Yeah, I
nature.
don't really taste the difference between other IPAs that we've had. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't stand out.
Now, Pez has stated that he can taste the different hops. Like, oh, yeah, there's some Simcoe in there.
But brewing your own, I guess,
I think
watching
you have a extended palate.
the
at that
amount
point.
of ingredient you're putting in,
Yeah.
maybe his brain's telling him what he thinks he's tasting.
But when I taste it, it's like, oh, grapefruit. Yeah, those hops are plentiful.
Yeah.
I don't know why would it get the tag as creamy. I wouldn't describe it as that.
No. Maybe the color of the beer label in the background, you know, like that'd be the only thing. I don't know. There's definitely no creamy to it. It's
very smooth.
Mm.
It's not as harsh on the hop factor for me. It's not bad. I would not drink it all day.
No,
but this is a good barbecue beer to spice things up.
There you go. That's not bad. Maybe standing around the grill, bullshitting with the neighbors. Have a cat in the wall.
Yeah, why not? A wonderful conversation piece.
Right.
The art on the can is spectacular. Big shout out to Oddside on that and whoever put that together.
You know what I just noticed about my can?
What did you notice?
If you look at the label straight on, the open tab is way over here off to the side.
This is true.
Whereas most beers, the tab is centered on the label.
Well, this just looks like instead of like a full, like a Budweiser or whatever, have like an imprinted logo and label.
Yeah, this
on
is
the
one
can.
of those
This
just
is
stickered.
just a sticker on a chrome can.
Right, but they could have at least put the sticker on under the drinking tab.
Yeah, but if you think about how difficult that would be to make sure it's centered every time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe their machine isn't that.
Because if you look at mine, my tab sticks out to the far right of the can on the label, whereas yours is the direct opposite. It goes off to the left.
They were like, fuck it, dude.
Just
make
slap
sure
it
the
on there,
sticker's
yeah.
on there. 'Cause
Exactly.
It goes in a 6-pack anyways. So
Now I'm digging it. I enjoy the art. I'm contemplating, does it have a place on the shelf?
being an artistic person that you are.
Ooh, this is a 7% or 2. Woo.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't say that on the can.
It doesn't say much on the can.
No, I don't. Being an artistic mind that you are, I could see how you would want this on the shelf. I guess it depends on what you want to nominate to replace.
That's the toughest part.
Yeah. Because I think
There's only one I think it can replace at this point in time.
I'm going to guess Tonga.
No, I actually like Tonga.
Okay. Well, I like it too, but I didn't know.
Liquid vinyl, I think, would be the one that I would take down.
Okay. It is pretty colorful, that's for sure.
It's well done.
Yeah.
Whoever put it together, I give mass props to. It's a very colorful, painted-looking cat face. I'm not a fan of cats either, so that's a pretty good fucking
You're not, right?
recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? That right there, you just sold me on the shelf. The non-cat guy likes it. We got to put it on the shelf. So, first things first, what are we going to give it on Untapped?
Untapped. I'm kind of actually digging this for an IPA. I didn't think I was going to be a bigger fan of this. I hope that they're not growing on me. Or if my taste buds have been fucking
Well, it's
altered
not
too
necessarily
bad.
a bad thing.
It could be. What if I start?
Could be an expensive thing.
It could be very expensive. But what if I start liking Jared's mom? Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. That's a life choice.
Hey, man. I'll hold down the fort of
I'll have to start a vlog or some shit. I don't know.
my love for Jared's mom. You just go out searching people named Jared and just want to meet their moms.
Have him try the beer.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, buddy.
This is after you.
It's for your mom, buddy.
You got to try this.
Let's see. I'm going to give it a
I'm going to go 2 1/4.
2 1/4 is
Yeah.
a solid one. I think I'll agree with you there. I like it for an IPA, but in general, I'm not an IPA guy.
Right.
So it does kind of score on the lower end.
Right.
But 2 1/4.
2 1/4 is a solid one. All right, so next up, let's raise our drinks to Arbor Brewing Company for liquid vinyl. You made it this long on the shelf. Congrats.
It was a good run.
Yep,
It was one of the first for this season.
it was. It might have been the second because I think we had Champion was the first one, and then.
I think it was Champion, Electron Brown, and then Liquid Vinyl. Okay.
But yeah, mad respect to Arbor Brewing for holding on for damn near 6 months.
Holding on to 2 spots for almost 6 months. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, Oddside, you're doing good work.
Yep, you made the shelf. Congrats. You got a long road ahead until November for the Lampies Part 2, but
That is true.
we got faith in you. You know, one thing I'd like to ask you real quick that we didn't talk about earlier with this new going out of state once every 10 episodes.
Yes.
Can they make the shelf? because that technically is coolest beer label.
It is. We never specified.
It was always
Mainly because
just Michigan.
It was Michigan, yeah, but now since the competition has expanded.
Right, because I know some of these other breweries have pretty killer artwork.
Some of them are fucking awesome.
So, we might have an out-of-stater sneak in at some point this summer.
Now, what if? Just what if?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many shows we have left in this season, so I don't know how many opportunities an out-of-stater will have. But let's say, we have 7 on the wall. Let's say 3 of them make it up there.
3 out-of-staters?
3 out-of-staters.
Okay.
It's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, depending on what we find.
Or do we go out of our way to protect the sanctity of the Michigan-made shelf, made in the mitten, and then we start a new one, a subclass? I think that just might be too much hassle.
Yeah, no, I think we let the out-of-stater labels into the competition for sure.
I'm fair with it.
Because in the end, we're going to vote on it, no matter where the label's from. And I already see some of these other out-of-state beers, man. They got some pretty cool artwork. So
yeah.
I like the competition.
I do too.
Because it'll give us something really to tough decision-making for the next Lampy Awards.
I did want to bring something up now. We're talking about the Lampies and the voting process.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's 3 of us involved. I would cordially like to suggest that maybe we don't let Aaron get to vote on the beer label one this year. No offense, Aaron, but I wasn't a fan of the Power of Love winning over the Hef.
No, but it's better than a different label winning over the Hef. At least that one's Back to the Future. It has the DeLorean on it.
The train, yeah.
Yeah. It's relatable to something we like, which is the movie Back to the Future. I don't know.
I was just kidding.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think we might need his vote because
we have to.
there
has to be 3.
Tough competition up there.
I will say Electron Brown.
Still leading?
It's still leading.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to knock him out of first place. Even harder to knock him off the shelf.
I like the lampshade one from Bell's. I do like that one.
That's great.
That and the Michigan Amber. Those 2 are probably leading the pack right now for me.
Yeah. The Penguins I'm fond with, but
Yep.
I don't know if they have the lasting power since we're opening up the competition. Champion, pretty much anything beyond Tonga is going to be
the next to go. At risk. The bubble, if you will.
Because I don't see us like the next beer we get going, fuck you, fucking Electron Brown, you're gone.
No, any label that looks like a character out of Street Fighter.
You're doing good business.
Right. You're up there in the number 1A slots. But shout out to Oddside. Good beer, tasty stuff.
Well packaged, thought out.
I'm such a fan of you using It's Always Sunny references, too. I can't help it. They're fucking awesome. Keep up the good work, man. There's so many shows. Go back and do some more. Like Magnum Condom or something. I don't know.
Got my Wad 100.
Mantis Toboggan Ale or some shit. I don't know.
Mantis Toboggan.
It's Danny DeVito's alter ego.
Ah.
He tells everybody, Doctor Mantis Toboggan.
I see a tweet in Oddside's future.
Dude, you got to watch this show. Oh,
you talk it, and it sounds so great, but I tried, man.
I know, but you tried at 1, the season 1. That was your problem. I need you to go to like season 4,
So start at season 4, work my way to the end.
You don't even have to work your way to the end. You could do anywhere. Seasons 3 to 8, 9 are great.
All right.
I don't know about the newer stuff. It gets kind of, and the older stuff is kind of rough. But
okay,
you got
3 to 9. So I got 6 solid seasons, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I mean, there's 15 to 20 per season, so you could pick individual episodes and watch them, and you don't have to follow along to really hardly any of them. It's so funny. Damn it! I wish you watched it.
Maybe season 3 of Cornerhouse Chronicles we'll get to have a full episode of just discussion about Sonny. Because by then, I would like to assume I'll be caught up.
I would hope so. That's going to be like November.
Yeah, well, that gives me some time, man.
Actually, yeah, that's a lot of time. 5-6 months.
Yeah, you're telling me I got to watch 6 seasons? Shit.
You don't have to watch them all.
Well,
just a couple of episodes.
Yeah, but if I watch say I watch 6 episodes, and I come at to this like the Sunny episode, and you're throwing shit at me, and I'm like, I don't know what Mantis Toboggan is.
Well, no, I'll keep it to whatever 6 episodes you watch. I'll watch the same 6 episodes. You just tell me what they were, and I'll watch them because I guarantee I've already seen them.
Yeah,
you know,
and you're willing to watch them
oh
again.
fuck
Hell
yeah! I'm watching Cobra Kai. I'm not even done with season 2. I already started rewatching season 1 with the wife just so I can watch it again. I have no problem watching Sunny.
All right, I will pick out, or how about you? You pick out because you have a better palette for this. Pick out 6 episodes of Sunny.
All right.
I will seek them out.
Okay.
And I will watch them, and then
All right.
we will discuss it.
Sold. That's the new homework. On that, I should pick a movie.
Ooh.
You give me a movie to watch, and
All right.
I'll give you 6 episodes of Sunny.
All right.
Because they're like half hour each, so it'll be like 3 hours. So
That'll be fair.
Okay.
That'll be fair in my book. All right, since we've kind of narrowed this down, instead of watching 6 seasons, dropping it down to 6 episodes and a movie, when is the time limit on this?
Oh, well, whenever. I'll give you the 6 episodes as soon as I can remember which ones I want you to watch. It'll be soon. I'll text them to you, and then you just watch them when you can, and you text me a movie, and I'll watch it when I can. And we don't have to necessarily talk about it on the same episode. We could split that up into 2 different shows.
Fair enough. We'll work it out.
Because I have a feeling once you watch Sunny,
I might be hooked.
I think you're going to get hooked, especially if I can come up with the 6 funnier episodes. Because some of them are almost too. See, now I'm thinking
the fact that you're already laughing, can't even finish the sentence.
I could even give you a quick rundown of who each character is, like just so you don't have to watch anything before that.
Quick summary.
Yeah, right.
Now, let me ask you, because I've seen memes people have used from specific images from a Sunny, like Danny DeVito oiled up, coming out of the couch. With no context.
Right.
And it's just like, all right, so he did that. All right, fuck, he's a committed fucking person.
Oh, dude.
Right there.
His character is one of the raunchiest characters on TV. I promise you. It's bad.
Hashtag gutter fight.
So another thing, little transition into how we're reformatting our show. We're going to start using drops in our shows. So those of you who have been steady listeners to our program, you're going to start hearing those. And hopefully it adds as much fun on the listening experience as it does for us recording it, because drops are fucking hilarious. At certain moments in the show, certain conversations, you just need that little... And so we're going to start doing that.
Spice.
Right. We're lining up drops right now. We're getting them all set up to work into our conversation. So moving forward after tonight's episode, you're gonna start hearing some funnier shit.
Expect them to assault your ear holes.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm gonna just get so many Sunny drops.
Oh, you're gonna go fucking crazy.
Fucking wait. Oh, they're so good. Dayman.
I think one of the very few episodes that I have watched of Sunny, because I have tried it starting at season 1, episode 1, but I have caught a few on TV, or at least parts of, where the 2 guys, Charlie and
Mac,
they get a job, but they get the same job.
Yeah.
Mailroom.
Yeah. Who is Pepe?
Yeah, and he gets all the crazy fucking starts smoking and staying up for like 4 days, like trying to figure out like who is this guy. And the other one's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "No, I figured it out."
Right. There's Pepe. Oh, it's mail for Pepe. He's like, Charlie, nobody upstairs has gotten their mail for like 4 days. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out who Pepe is. Bird Law. That's another good one that comes from that.
Bird Law?
Charlie, they do this whole thing where he pretends to be a lawyer. He's like, if we were talking about bird law, I'd school you. And the actual lawyer's like, what? They're talking about a document. And he's like, it's pretty standard boilerplate. And Charlie's like, I don't care what you want to cook on your hot plate, but... Yeah, there's a couple reoccurring characters like the lawyer. They always go to this particular lawyer, always ends up being involved somehow.
Who's the lawyer?
Excuse me, I'm not sure who it is right off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, what's his character's name, if you recall?
I don't.
No.
You'll know him when you see him because he's been in other stuff, but yeah, he's pretty funny.
I'd school you in bird law.
In bird law.
Well, that might have to be a drop.
That's good stuff, man, I'm telling you.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Right. So another thing that we wanted to that we put on our dry erase board here for future show topic, the idea behind it, just in case I didn't really convey it earlier in the episode, we want to make sure we have consistent things to go to, just in case, because we found
fun little things, fun little nuggets of
right. Sometimes
crazy.
Doing a podcast, you can't always come up with content. You know, like
it's true, it's difficult. Sometimes it's not supplied.
It's not there, or the content that's available might not be what we want to talk about, or, because, you never know.
You never know how the conversation's going to go.
Right. So what we did was we put 5 things up there for sure. We got our craft beer that we do consistently. The fan theories, which we covered earlier, that's just fun.
Oh, it's great.
We can't not do that. Florida people,
You can't
steady.
You can't go wrong with Florida. They're
Steady
a
gold.
constant, just gold mine.
CHC challenge to all the other states. Outdo Florida.
I want like the Idaho man. Like I want that to overtake Florida people.
Right.
Like Idaho man.
What's
mowed
up,
his
North
lawn today.
Dakota?
Like, no, what we got? What are we doing here?
Right. What did he mow it with? A semi?
Yeah.
Come on, do something.
Something cool.
The other one that we added to it was obscure Twitter finds, which is going to be us finding funny stories, crazy title or headlines, anything.
Thread, something,
Yeah.
just something on Twitter that just.
And then we're going to get involved.
Oh yeah.
We're going to personally get involved with these crazy Twitter
We
finds.
may or may not poke that bear,
Yeah.
as they say.
Strong emphasis on the may. Poke the bear. But the last one we chose was something that you showed me earlier. I'd like you to go ahead and describe what it is real quick to the listener.
First off, Reddit is the hub of the internet. For those that don't know, everything that
it's a
happens
deep,
there,
dark hole.
It covers everything,
Right.
Anything and everything. You'll see it eventually on Facebook about 4 days after it was posted to Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 days after on Instagram. But I stumbled across this one little subreddit that I just fell in love with, which is our Deep Into YouTube.
Yes.
So the posts that are on this subreddit, people find people with channels since like 2012. They have like 1,000 videos posted and maybe a total of like 24 views altogether on that 1,000 collection.
They're all the same video.
Some of them are creepy. Some of them are kind of cool. Some of them you're just like, wow, somebody took the time to make a music video of Rattata from Pokemon.
Right.
It's like, all right, cool. Free time. Do what you need to.
If you were to look up the definition of free time,
Deep into YouTube.
Deep Into YouTube subreddit would be what pops up on the dictionary. Because this is just
People's attempt to get YouTube famous on the most oddball
horrible attempt.
shit.
Some of them are gold.
Some of them are gold. Like the one we're going to play for you.
Yes.
And we will definitely post the link so you can view this if you want on our
Yep.
social medias.
Although there's not a lot to see to it.
Not
but
really.
Still.
It's more audio, but the fact that the gentleman who made this video did it as a birthday greeting. I wouldn't say present, but he did this in honor of someone's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and play that for you.
Yep, we're going to play you the audio real quick.
Wow.
It's maybe like a minute long. It's not
It's
long
a
at all.
Terrific rendition of the Mario theme.
This is so classic.
Happy birthday, Nate. Love, Mom, and Pop.
Boom. Nate, I hope you got everything you hoped for.
So, for those listening at home, this gentleman is standing in the middle of a field
Yep.
playing a trumpet with one hand
Yep.
while shooting a Glock in the other
To the rhythm.
of the Mario theme. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, pop, pop.
Now, the first time you showed me that, I noticed how many bullets he fired on that clip, and I was like,
I'm impressed.
damn. He must have had...
Now, let's say it's 9mm.
Okay.
He spent about $15 there.
Happy birthday, Nate.
And the guy has other videos.
Oh, does he?
Throwing that out there right now.
Under the same
Trumpet and gun theme. Yeah.
We'll have to. You have to show me a couple of those after we wrap this up.
But we will be posting that directly.
Just a little sample of some of the gold you find on Deep Into YouTube subreddit.
If you're not following it already on Reddit, please give it a chance.
Yeah,
if you're not familiar with Reddit, give it a chance.
Crawl out from underneath the rock.
Oh,
and sign up for Reddit.
My goodness. You thought YouTube was bad? This gives you the best of every world you ever wanted.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we were getting our fan theories.
Yeah.
So, and I'll continue to go there.
It's
for fan theories.
It's the community center of the internet. Yep. Everyone goes there.
Yep. It's the wreck, if I may.
You will. Ooh, I like it. Trademark.
Reddit is the YMCA of the internet. With no fees. Yep. Like no yearly or monthly fees.
No religious affiliation.
Nope. You can pee in the shower there.
Have fun.
It's all good.
Just do you.
All you got to do is just show up. Get a little dirt on your hands. Shout out to Reddit. You have made fans of me, and I appreciate you.
You were skeptical at first.
I'm still skeptical, but I'm getting involved.
I'm warming up to the idea.
I am.
You're showing me a guy playing the Mario theme with a trumpet and a gun. How could you not?
I'm ready to dive in. That's for sure. I want to get to know this gentleman's other videos.
Mr. Charlie Cook.
Charlie Cook, wherever you are, sir.
You're doing good things.
Right. Hopefully you don't live in that field.
Hashtag free time.
Hashtag America. America and Mario Brothers. All right. Well, we want to thank all of our listeners for checking back in with us here at the Corner House Chronicles, episode 82. Shout out to Oddside Ales. Nicely done with the cat in the wall.
Congratulations on making this shelf.
You made the shelf. Good luck. Shout out to Arbor Brewing. You're coming off the shelf, but you held your own.
You did good.
And you've got...
That's only one of the two spots you were holding.
True, and you have more beers coming out for the season in the summer, so...
There's still a lot of year left for 2019.
We're looking at sampling more of your product, and who knows? Maybe you'll reclaim your spot on the shelf.
Ooh, I know we're trying to wrap up here.
Uh-huh.
But there was one story I found earlier today that I did want to at least touch base on.
Okay.
It's real quick.
Okay.
So, this was posted on the 5th of this month.
Okay. A couple days ago.
So, May 5th, 2019. And it's the headline that caught me.
Okay.
As, it's the reason for headlines. Quote, how to sink a $3 billion submarine, forgetting to close a hatch.
No way.
So...
Dude, $100,000 says it was the same sailor that walked into a fucking pole when he was drunk.
It was not. That was an American sailor that ran into the pole. Now, losing a $3 billion, or 2.9, excuse me. Oh, shit.
Trouble's coming.
Uh-oh.
So apparently,
Uh-huh.
for the Indian Armed Forces, the country of India, had a Russian Akula-class attack sub modified to accommodate a variety of ballistic missiles. An adherent represented the adherent, what it was called, represented a major advance in India's nuclear triad after this completion in 2016. So it was a big, big thing for India, right? This was their crown jewel.
Of the submarine fleet?
Of their naval force. And some poor bastard
Motherfucker left the hatch open.
forgot to properly secure the hatch.
Bye-bye, sub.
I will give them credit for attempting to help out the coral system, the reef, in the area. Hopefully they were able to bring that back up or figure out a way to get that.
Jackass.
Yeah. It's like, look at us. We're one of the big boys now. Oh, shit. Ricky, what did you do?
Had it and lost it.
That voice you hear, folks, is the one, the only. Mr. Guido is back in the studio stopping
Hola.
in right at the very tail end of our program here.
Coming in to say hi.
Full crossover.
Full crossover.
Full blownsies.
Inception.
Folks, we have an announcement to make real quick. I got a little free time on my hands, and rather than doing a fan theory or some crazy deep into YouTube video, I started a new podcast.
Because why not?
I co-host another podcast with this guy, Guido.
Nowhere near as good as that one. As the one you're on right now.
That's debatable. But it's called Guido and the Guy. We decided to take the opposite approach of Corner House Chronicles. We take all the offensive humor.
Yep,
and
we went
all the
straight to
politics.
dick and fart jokes.
Yes, and we blast your eardrums with all of it. So if you're feeling spunky,
Ooh.
go ahead over to
If that's your
Spotify.
cup of tea, that is.
Yeah, go ahead and look up Spunky on the Urban Dictionary, too, while you're at it.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, oh yeah. Things get fun on Guido and the Guy with the Urban Dictionary. So that's just a little something you'll get if you tune into that.
Well,
But-
thanks for having me on for 2 more minutes, guys.
Oh, we
Well,
appreciate you stumbling in.
Full crossover. Hashtag strong clothes, right?
Right, strong close. Hope you've been doing your back exercises because you're going to have to carry me. So, as established way back on episode 40, I'm hefty.
Too fat to be shifty.
The infamous.
So, I think that's,
That's a good place to wrap this up right here.
oh, yeah.
Sinking a submarine and Guido telling his truth. But it's been fun.
As always.
We're looking forward to giving this new format a test run here and see how things play themselves out.
We're
And
building this up.
yeah, hopefully everybody listening enjoys what you hear. And a little bit of feedback, please, if you could.
If you want.
Wait,
Definitely.
people actually listen to this show?
A little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's way better than the other one.
He's so modest, folks. But all right, until next time, episode 83, we will we bid you adieu. Bye. You're just gonna come in talking shit.
All right. Fuck this. You guys gotta watch.